you see?
I seen the plane come out of the sky and impact the ground. I didn't see it hit the ground, but I know where it hit, so it was in a cemetery. So I went in there, turned in there to see if I could go help out, and I got there and just everything was on fire. And there wasn't much left of the plane, actually. It was embedded in the ground. It went into the ground. Then it caught a big tree on fire. I looked in the crater to see if I could see any body I could pull out or anything, but there wasn't nothing there. I couldn't see nothing. Some wreckage strewn around, some fire. That was about it. Some plane parts.
And it was, you were looking down into a cavernous pit, you say?
Yeah. It was a hole probably, I don't know, 20 feet deep or so, maybe.
You're a military man. Did you serve, Mr. Guidoni?
Yes, I did.
In your wartime, did you ever see anything like this?
Yes, I have.
And you would want to help out in this. And
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Of course I do. That's why I went over there.
And being the military man that you are, you knew that there was nothing you could do.
No, there wasn't nothing there. No, it was total devastation.
Have you spoken to any of the people who were on the scene, any of the investigators, about what you witnessed and what's going on there? And if you have spoken to them, what did you share during that conversation?
No, none of them talked to me yet or nothing. So the policeman showed up and told me it was a crime scene and asked me to leave. So I got out of there.
Is it in the cemetery or just outside of the cemetery?
Right in the cemetery.
It's right in the cemetery.
Right in the cemetery.
Yeah. Steve Guidoni, we really appreciate you joining us, and we know that it is a tough time for both you and your wife after witnessing such an horrific accident and then taking this picture that we're going to show you. It is in the Montana Standard now. They took this picture about 5 minutes after it happened, maybe even less. You can see the ball of flames there. If you heard Mr. Guidoni, he said he walked over and he saw a cavernous pit in the ground. He saw luggage. He saw plane parts. It was about 20 feet deep. A tree was on fire. So was the wreckage. He knew he couldn't help out.
The aircraft was probably delivered, 6 or 7 years ago.
But what I'm saying is witnesses are saying it looked like a Sun plane in the way that it was reacting, not the actual plane, because I guess it was bouncing around and moving around so much. They found it odd when they looked up to the sky to see this plane with the erratic movements, is what I'm saying about that.
Again, we don't know. We don't know what the winds were like. It doesn't look just from your photos like there are heavy winds there at the time. But that's certainly one of the questions that the NTSB will be addressing. The other is, why did the pilot coming from California cancel his original flight plan to go to Bozeman and decide to go into Butte? I mean, was there some kind of a problem on the airplane? And those are all things that one can speculate at this point as to why that happened, but they don't know. I mean, they've got the boards there, and they'll be asking all these questions.
I know that you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to airplanes and investigating crashes, since you were the former vice chairman. I'm wondering if you know, just offhand, I hope this is not out of your bailiwick, the safety record when it concerns planes like this Pilatus plane?
I really don't have any idea. I've never heard of an accident involving one of these Pilatus before.
Okay.
But they're not, there are not thousands of these airplanes out there, so I wouldn't draw any conclusions